I have a confession to make. I'm a computer expert and I made a bad call. On today's PCMag Lab Report, I'll break down why the MacBook Neo is better than the iPad as a computer in every way so you don't make the same mistake I did. For years, the move for hard-up Mac fans was to slum it with an iPad and a keyboard cover. I did this. For the third time, I upgraded my iPad to the newest basic model, paired it with a keyboard cover, and said, this is basically a MacBook Jr. I'm saving money. This was a good call at the time. Then Apple actually dropped the mega cheap but not chintzy MacBook Neo. I tried to call Apple's bluff while avoiding an iPad price hike. Now I have some serious buyer's remorse. Here's why. Let's talk money, because that's usually why we buy the iPad in the first place, right? On paper, it looks like a steal. The iPad is $349, the Neo is $599. Case closed, Neo loses, right? Wrong. If you actually want to work on this thing, you need a keyboard. Apple's own keyboard cover for the basic iPad is, strap in, $249. That brings your total to roughly $600. Even if you go with a third-party option like the Logitech Combo Touch, you're still looking at around $500 total. At that point, you're within spitting distance of the Neo, which is an honest-to-goodness laptop. Winner? The MacBook Neo. Now, let's get into the guts of these machines and talk performance. Here's where this comparison really starts to sting. The latest iPad is rocking an older A16 mobile processor. The Neo, it has an A18 Pro inside, the same high-end silicon from the 2024 iPhone 16 Pro. In our Geekbench tests, the Neo didn't just win, it embarrassed the iPad. The Neo's single-core speeds were almost as fast as the iPad's multi-core speeds. This means the Neo is essentially faster in every way, for everything from web browsing to spot photo editing and light gaming. The Neo's larger frame helps manage heat better too. Graphics-wise, it was a total blowout. The Neo lapped the iPad in both of 3D Mark's Solar Bay tests, which measure ray tracing performance. Ray tracing is a modern lighting technique in computer graphics that's still difficult for mobile processors. Oh, and something else to keep in mind, the Neo's A18 Pro chip can run Apple Intelligence, but the iPad's A16 cannot. When Apple Intelligence finally pops off, this iPad is going to feel like a dinosaur. So who wins here? The Neo, once again. How about memory and storage? The base iPad starts with just 128 gigabytes of solid-state storage and 6 gigabytes of memory. The Neo starts with a 256 gigabyte SSD and 8 gigabytes of memory. You can bump up the storage in either device to 512 gigabytes. The Neo costs just an extra $100 to do this and throws in Touch ID for good measure. However, if you try to upgrade the iPad's SSD to 512 gigabytes to match the upgraded Neo, the tablet alone jumps to $649. Add a keyboard to that, and you're paying nearly $900 for a tablet that's still less powerful than a $600 or $700 laptop. As they say, the math just ain't mathin' for the iPad anymore. Look, I'll give the iPad this, it's super portable. It weighs about a pound and fits into almost any bag, even with a case and keyboard cover. But that has more to do with its relatively tiny screen than anything. On the other hand, the Neo is basically a mini MacBook Air. It's exactly half an inch thick and weighs 2.7 pounds. That's a little thicker than the Air, but just as lightweight. However, there's a huge difference between portable and usable. Using an iPad with a keyboard on your lap is a struggle. It's too top-heavy and wobbly for a screen this small. The Neo provides you with a 13-inch screen that's stable and comfortable at any angle, and that keyboard isn't going anywhere. Honestly, the Neo just feels way more ready to get work done on a train or plane than the iPad will ever be. As for their screens, both of these devices have a version of Apple's Liquid Retina display, and they both hit 500 nits of brightness. The iPad's 11-inch screen has Apple's True Tone tech, which adjusts the color temperature based on the lighting around it, but it's not essential by any stretch. However, the Neo's 13-inch screen covers a billion sRGB colors, which is more helpful for stuff like photo edits. For most people, this is a wash, but the Neo's larger screen is simply better for getting work done. Shock of shocks, the Neo wins again. Now, let's talk ports and wireless. This will be quick. The iPad has one 480 megabit per second USB-C port. That's it. That's your charging port, your data port, your everything port. Meanwhile, the Neo has that same port plus a high-speed 10 gigabit USB-C port, and praise be, a headphone jack. The iPad dropped that a generation or two ago. The Neo also comes with faster wireless connections than the iPad, Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 6. Yes, you can outfit the iPad with a 5G radio, but I find that pointless with hotspotting through an iPhone. All told, the MacBook Neo is a real computer that plays nice with external drives and monitors. The iPad? This is where the imposter syndrome kicks into overdrive. Gee, I wonder who wins this one. Finally, we have to talk about the software. iPadOS has come a long, long way to work better as a computer. The iPad finally lets you run more than one app at once, and Apple has made file management manageable. But at the end of the day, it's still a mobile operating system. The Neo runs full, unadulterated macOS. You can download apps from anywhere, not just the App Store. It's a real desktop environment with real window management and a real file system in Finder. There's simply no comparison. Trying to make an iPad act like a Mac is like trying to teach a cat to bark. It might make a weird noise that sounds close, but it will never be a dog. The Neo is the dog, the top dog, in fact. Do I even have to say who wins at this point? Oof, what a beatdown. In the sports world, they would call this a shutout. If you've been using an iPad as a MacBook Junior because it was the only way into an Apple computer without resorting to an elderly M1 MacBook Air, you can stop now. The MacBook Neo has more power, more storage, a better keyboard, and a better operating system for basically the same price as an iPad plus keyboard setup. So, don't gamble on the tablet thinking the budget Mac laptop won't be any good, or in my case, doubting it was even real. The Neo is simply an amazing MacBook for the price. If you want an affordable Apple computer that doesn't have to play any tricks to get there, it's time to go Neo. It's a better computing device than the iPad in every way you can imagine. For PCMag, I'm Joe Osborne, and I'll see you in another lab report, hopefully with a product I don't regret buying. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives on products like these, and thanks for watching. iPad, why can't you be more like your little brother?